Bonjour, canard.
What the fuck is that?
That's hello, asshole in French.
Oh, wow. I got to learn French one day.
Yeah.
So I can be a fucking French asshole.
You can be a French asshole.
Just like it's not bad. It's not good enough to be a asshole in a car driving at night all the time. But now I get to be a French fucking asshole in a fucking car. That'd be great. Did you study French?
I did.
Wow. So you could say more shit besides just what's up, asshole.
Yeah, it's all, I mean, I haven't used it in years and years and years and years. I took 3 years of it in high school, and I had a couple semesters of it in college.
So basically, you're just like French Canadian.
I wish.
You wish? That's the worst kind of French. Fuck you talking about?
Because then I could go wander around Canada and France and pretend.
Fucking Canada. Fuck those fuckers.
Canada.
Those fucking French Canadians.
French
Those are the worst. You know, you ever meet a French Canadian who was embarrassed to be French Canadian, and if you called them French Canadian, they fucking got upset?
No.
That's a thing. Look that up.
I'll have to, yeah.
If you call somebody French Canadian instead of French because they're trying to pass off as French and they're really French Canadian, guess what you just did? Hurt their feelings really bad, and they're not your friend.
It's kind of like saying English American.
I don't know. Is it? What's English American?
I don't know. It's like if you're French, you're French. If you're Canadian, you're Canadian. If you speak French.
No, but French Canadian. See, that's because you don't know what French Canadian means. It's like being white trash.
I don't know nothing.
You know those people that live in trailers.
Are white trash.
Those people that live in fucking trailers. In certain parts of the United States, that everyone's like, yeah.
So an English American.
That's what French Canadian is.
American white trash would be an English American then.
I don't know. English American.
Yeah.
But you're just still speaking English.
Like they should be in England living in a trailer, but instead they're in America.
Yeah, except you're French.
French Canadians should be in France living in a trailer. Instead, they're living in Canada.
Right.
My experience in Canada is very limited. I've been to Toronto maybe twice, and I've been to Niagara Falls a handful of times. But
that's what I'm saying. Like you don't know what French Canadian is. You need to get a handle on that.
I guess.
Because nobody brags. Nobody brags that they're French Canadian. They try to hide that shit like a fucking wart. And then
we should just drive there now. We should just drive there now.
We could, just be assholes about it. Hey, where the French Canadians at? Is it over here in Montreal?
Montreal.
What else is? What else is like a super French area over there? Quebec. Quebec.
Saskatchewan.
That sounds Indian.
Saskatchewan.
How do you say Saskatchewan in French?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Probably Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan. So
what languages did you study? You must have studied a language.
I studied German.
Yeah? That's really good. Yeah, that's really good. They didn't offer German in high school.
I know. Why is that? Other people told me that they didn't offer German. It's like people told me before I took it, oh, that's hard. Yeah. That's a hard one. It's like, why? English is a Germanic language.
Right.
How the fuck is it hard?
I didn't even get to, I didn't get German. When my dad went to school, obviously they used to teach Latin, and they don't teach that anymore.
Latin, the dead language?
The dead language.
They taught that shit?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, because a lot of our root words are Latin as well.
But I mean, nobody speaks Latin, like unless you're going to become the Pope. Like who the fuck is going to use Latin?
Or music. Music is, I mean, it's good to know French and Latin and German if you're going to study music.
Not like grammar.
Like music
you're not going to be telling someone in Latin how to fucking play your song. You know what I mean? You might learn some vocabulary words or some
I'm talking
shit.
about if you're reading sheet music and stuff, you have to know.
It's not a novel. There's no Latin novels. It's sheet music. It's like words, right? Well, Pianissimo. That's Italian. I would think you would. I would think Italian would be
Italian
more.
Fuck
Italian
Latin would be another one. Yeah, Italian and Latin and German.
Right.
Are the big ones.
Like Wagner. If you were going to do Wagner, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's probably why I learned German, just so I could fucking understand Wagner.
Right.
Because that's about as far as I got.
I studied French, and I did really well. I should have continued studying French.
Yeah, now
I enjoyed it, and now,
too late now. Your brain's broken.
My brain is busted, yeah.
No, I'm actually studying Spanish now. I'm learning Spanish now, yeah. And when I realized that Spanish is like kindergarten, working with crayons, I was like, yo, Spanish is so easy. I can't wait to be done with this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, after 3 weeks of Spanish, I should be able to command some workers who illegally immigrated.
You could go down to Home Depot.
I'll be able to go to the Home Depot, and I'd be able to fucking get some guys to deliver some shit to my house.
You can join the crews that have been working on my house all last summer.
No, I don't need to join them. I need to be their supervisor. I'll be the gringo that tells them what to do, that they have to listen to. That's why Whitey learns fucking Spanish. Not to fucking do the work. It's to fucking point at everybody and say,
I tell you what.
Trabajo, mucho trabajo, dinero.
Yeah.
You know?
All of the work crews from 2 different companies. We had some here for the siding and the gutters, and we had another separate company here for some work on a roof. They were both Hispanic crews, and they both brought jam boxes, and they both listened to tuba music.
They were festive. They were festive people.
It was like totally weird to hear this. And I'm sitting inside, so all I could hear all day was the tuba coming out of this jam box, and it was just bizarre.
Tuba. That's weird.
Yeah, it was like a really strange tuba. I don't know what kind of music it was.
I've never seen a Spanish person play a tuba. Look that up.
I don't know what they were listening to, but I went to my wife. I'm like, what is this? What is this music? She's like, I don't know, but it's driving me crazy. And I'm like, well, it's just bleeding into my office. It's just tuba. It's like, all I hear is this tuba, like Oompa band.
Nice.
I'm just listening to the band.
I love that kind of music.
And I guess it wasn't really tuba. It was more, it was tuba music, but it wasn't really Oompa. I mean, you think German when you think tuba.
Oh, yeah, I guess so, right? Oktoberfest, beer fest music.
Yeah, but it was more like just, just Spanish, I don't know, tuba.
They were celebrating shit.
That's all I can call it, because that's all I heard was the tuba parts.
It was happy.
And so maybe some guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every day, I mean, they never listened to anything else. There was no other style of music. Not even, there wasn't like one guy on the crew that could come and say, oh, I'm going to listen to some other music today. It was always the Spanish weird music, this Hispanic thing. And, it was real quiet around here when they left, and it was.
It's almost like you got to hire them again. It's too fucking quiet now, and everybody's sad. Hey, can I get you loud, festive people back in here? Fix my mood.
They probably spoke like 5 words of English between them all, and
right. That's why you should have been the gringo.
I need to be the gringo and learn the language, because I would talk to them and it was like deer in the headlights trying to get them to understand. So I always had to wait for the foreman to show up, and
they're looking at you like, how the fuck this guy don't know Spanish?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
It was crazy. It was a crazy time in our lives here when all that work was going on.
But
they did a pretty good job.
I should hope so. Because who else is going to do the work?
Right.
You know what's funny? Like I always thought, like I never should have took German, because I've never had a reason to use it, and it always felt like I can't imagine when I'm going to fucking use it, and I should have just taken Spanish.
Yeah, maybe we should learn Italian together or something.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing. I'm learning Spanish, then I'm going to learn Italian, then I'm going to learn French, and so then I'll have German under my fucking thing. I'm also very interested. I want to learn Russian, because it uses that weird alphabet that doesn't even make sense.
Cyrillic alphabet is a bitch. Oh, that is so hard. That was the hardest thing.
Yeah.
I tried.
Why? Because there's no correlation.
Tried. Well, it's hard for me to look at a letter and not. And the letter in that language means it says an entirely different sound.
Yeah.
And it's so like, you look at a B, but it doesn't make a B sound. Just trying to flip that off in your brain is for me, it was a real bitch. It was.
That's why I decided I'm not going to concentrate on one language. because, like you said, like for me, it's hard, right? You were like, for me, I just can't fucking. We know what you need to do. You need to brute force attack your brain. That's what it is. Yeah. So I started learning Chinese. So I started learning Mandarin, and this was like 3 years ago. I started learning. I was only learning through audio. So I listened to like 30 lessons and repeated those lessons one time. So I did them twice, and then I was like, wow, this is really annoying and lame, and I still don't know anything. So then I was like, now let me try Spanish. Holy shit. Going from Chinese to Spanish, you feel like you're going to breeze through Spanish, and you're going to be like, Spanish is like, an idiot can learn this if you're American, right?
It's easy to read. You know, you got to learn a few extra, some of the letters that got some of the enhancements on them, the different markings.
Yeah, but like we already talk like that. But it's like America's already have Spanish,
and we've heard it. We've heard it plenty of times. So I mean, once you realize what the little tilde means over an N and how that sounds, you're like, oh, I've heard somebody make that sound before, and you make the sound.
Dude, I've been riding the subway since I was 13.
Right.
I've been reading Spanish since I was a fucking teenager.
Yeah, it's all around you.
No se apoya contra la puerta. You know what the fuck that means?
No.
It means don't lean against the door.
Huh.
In the subway. So it's like, dude, they got the English one, don't lean against the door. Then they got no se apoya contra la puerta. You know how many fucking times I had to fucking read that?
Well.
It's like, there you go. I'm learning it already. Now I just got to actually do it for real.
And now there's kind of a convergence because a lot of the newer things that come out, like a new technology comes out, it's got a name to it. We call it the same name in Spanish or American because it's brand new. It's a brand new word.
There's words in Spanish.
And there's all these words
they don't even have words for things in Spanish, so they use like the English word for that shit. They use the English
version of these words, and so there's a lot of crossover now. So Spanish seems to be one of the easiest ones. Seems like it wouldn't be that hard to pick up.
I'm trying to think what was the funniest. Oh, you know how to say sandwich in Spanish?
No.
Sandwich.
Yeah, well.
Bro, what the fuck? They don't have sandwiches in Spanish?
No, they
just
tacos.
said fuck it. They said fuck it. No, how the fuck you they're like he's eating a sandwich. How do you say that? Well,
they got
he's
tacos,
eating a sandwich.
empanadas, and quesadilla.
Fucking sandwich, bro. And on top of that, you ever seen that movie Scarface?
No.
Never seen Scarface. Holy shit. You need to watch movies, bro. When I was like fucking 7, I watched Scarface, right? I learned fucking Cuban from watching Scarface. Watch this. I saw that movie when I was 7, right? Chinga tu madre, pinche joto. You know what the fuck that means?
I told you I don't know.
I'm just saying. That's fucking Cuban for like, go fuck your mother. Go fuck your mother, French. You fucking some shit. I'm not even going to say.
Yeah,
I'm already learning Cuban. All I'm doing is watching movies, So what I'm saying is you got to go hard. So Chinese Mandarin's so difficult. And plus you got to learn their fucking characters and shit. That's not easy. And so I got this program, Rosetta Stone, right? They always say it's like easy,
I know
right?
that one.
So I figured, okay, I got like 5 languages on there. And I've been studying the audio things of Chinese Mandarin from Pimsleur, which is a whole different company, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, I've been doing Pimsleur Chinese Mandarin. Let me see what happens with this Rosetta Stone shit, which is an interactive program with your computer that you have to, it's like a teacher inside your computer, right? So it's like you feel like a kindergartner when you're doing it. Dude, I shit you not. So I've been studying audio Chinese Mandarin, 30 lessons, and now I'm like, okay, at least I got a leg up. As soon as I did lesson 1 of Chinese, I was like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, this is impossible. I was like, and I know shit already, and I'm fucking having trouble. This shit is unbelievably difficult. Then I go to Spanish after that, and Spanish just felt like, okay, this is what it feels like. They turn on Spanish, and they're like, okay, we know you have a low IQ, and you got problems speaking regular English, so we're going to teach you Spanish like this. That's what it feels like. But Chinese, they're assuming your fucking IQ is like 147 to start. Right. And they're like, here you go, learn this shit. And you're like, what the fuck? I went through like one whole lesson, the beginner core lesson of Chinese, and I was like, I'm done with this. I don't want this right now. Let me go back to Spanish.
Yeah. Maybe you have to work your way up to it.
Well, you know what it is. Like, how the fuck are you going to learn it? You need a Chinese person to learn
You really
it
need
with.
a Chinese person.
You can't
You really
do it
do.
without a Chinese person talking to you and explaining shit to you. You'll sit there.
Yeah.
And for 3 years, you'll sit there and learn it, and you'll get an idea.
And
of
how
what
many letters
Chinese
does
is.
how many letters does their alphabet have?
Who the fuck knows? It's just infinite. You just keep drawing
it's
shit.
like hieroglyphs. Isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
they're just
hieroglyphs.
drawing weird little sticks inside
You know which
circles and
language?
squares.
You know what language I want to learn?
What's that?
I want to learn that click, click, dirk language that they speak in Africa.
Really? What language is
Clicks
that?
and, I don't know, like click, 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 click.
You want
They
to
click.
You want to click? You want to be in the click?
I want to be in the click.
What fucking language would that be?
I don't know. There probably a
Swahili?
million dialects of it. Yeah, stuff like that. I've always just been fascinated,
Zulu?
like how do you get a meaning out of a series of clicks like that? But then when you think about it, it's like, well,
Dude, you can't even
You know.
fucking fuck with Russian.
You know.
Now you want to learn clicks? I don't think
I
that
know,
is
right?
going to happen,
well,
bro.
I don't wonder if it's even written down.
Why don't you
Like,
review
how do you write
French?
down? How do you write down clicks? Click, 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 click.
I don't think they write. They just fucking talk. They're like, fuck, we don't need to write this shit.
That eliminates a whole half of the whole thing. Is you don't have to read and write it.
Damn right. That's what makes Chinese
Just
so
listen
hard.
to it and speak it, right?
Because Chinese, there's 2 ways you can learn it. Like they have
Like a phonetic.
They have
a
the
phonetic
American
version.
language pronunciation version, and then they have the traditional Chinese writing. So it's like they teach you both with this fucking Rosetta shit, and you're just sitting
Sounds
here
like
going,
like
"Yo."
they're throwing a little too much at you, but
No, but that's called the language.
Yeah.
It's not too much. It's like if you're sitting there going, it's too much, it means you're too stupid, which is what it is. That's why Spanish, Spanish is good for you. Your level is what they're telling you. And the thing that I was going to say, you know why I didn't take Spanish? When I was in high school, first of all, I had to take a test just to get into this high school. So I'm already
Right.
supposed to be smart, right? It turns out there's stupid people in my high school too. So the dumbest people in my high school, they took Spanish. And I was like, oh yeah, so Spanish is for stupid people. So I figured, well, I'm not going to take Spanish because I'm not
Wow.
stupid, right? I'm not a dumb guy. So I take German. Okay, fine.
Christ.
German was cool. The teacher was okay. It wasn't that hard. I enjoyed it. The teacher actually thought I was German, and he couldn't believe I wasn't German when he found out later that I wasn't German. I was like, how the fuck why would you think I'm German? I can't speak this fucking language. So I don't know. Maybe I pronounced it well or some shit.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows? But the funny thing is, I just should have took Spanish, because it turns out it's not that those people were stupid that they took Spanish. They're probably all smart. They were like, this is the language I'm going to use. And
it's an
who's
easy
stupid?
A.
I'm the idiot sitting here now trying to learn fucking Spanish
Busting
all over
ass.
again off my stupid Rosetta Stone shit.
right.
But I'll tell you,
You're over there busting ass on German, and they're breezing through with Spanish.
and what am I going to do with German?
Right.
Make sure that I can fucking
Unless you're gonna-
identify Hitler when he comes around? Like, what the fuck am I going to do with that? German. There's a few motherfuckers that I met that are from Austria and shit. They say some German shit. Some motherfuckers that I know speak German. They don't speak it out loud. They don't use it. It's pointless. I see
among
German
themselves.
words. I'm like, what's the point of that?
I don't know, man.
Well, whatever. I'm just saying I'm going to be
You
breezing
did it
through.
though. Oh, well, the whole idea is to expand your brain anyway. So that's.
I don't even- you know what
So
else?
you learned some German.
But
That's good.
yeah, at 13 I learned German. Whatever. I don't want to speak German.
It's the right age.
I don't want to learn to speak German like fluently, because I don't want to speak German. It's a disgusting language. I don't find it interesting. Like I don't even know what language sounds good. They always say like, oh, there's the romance languages, right? So what's
Yeah,
romance? Spanish, French, Italian, right?
Yeah.
I didn't learn any of those. So I learned the non-romance. You know
You're
what?
you're unromantic.
Yeah, German. That's not you tell Germans it's not a romance language, they get upset, but it's true.
Sure.
It's like, dude, it sounds like
You ever tried to seduce? Did you ever try to
it sounds like you're fucking hucking a lung when you talk.
seducing somebody in German.
Well, they have to do it. That's how they have sex. They're seducing each other.
No, they just make shit videos.
What do you mean shit video?
That's how they meet.
Oh, they don't even.
That's how they meet.
They just fucking like they meet on the dark web and rape each other. Is what you're
Or
saying?
they go to those. They
That's
go to
crazy.
those
See, yeah, I didn't know.
prostitution
Those
houses. and
fuckers. See those Germans, man.
I honestly don't know.
I think that's a stereotype.
I'm sure it is.
Just like the stereotype that all the workers are Mexicans in this country.
Right.
That's not true.
Although I've never had a German come around putting siding on my house and playing Oompa music.
No, because they got a BMW, a brand new one, and they tell you to go fuck yourself, and they're like, "Where's the immigrants so they can fix my house?" That's what the fuck they're doing. Those Germans don't play.
Right.
You ever meet a German in America? You can feel that they're above you. They're like so far above you. Yeah. They look at you like you're a piece of shit.
The fun thing about the German language is how they cram a whole bunch of words together. When something is going to mean something new, instead of just saying a phrase, they basically take a phrase and they make it into one big long word.
Oh yeah,
and it's ridiculous. It's like these words are like dozens of letters long sometimes because they have all this meaning all in one word, and you're just supposed to know it.
It's a disgusting language. All the SCHs with the W's and then the fucking...
that back of the throat sound.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like every language has a certain throat sound, And that's why they can tell that if you spoke perfect
French has got it too. That it sounds like you got like a ball of snot hanging out of the back of your throat or something.
Right, but what I mean is if you learn perfect French, the best you'll ever sound is French Canadian because you're out in France and you weren't born there. And they'll look at you like some North American fucking white
I imagine
trash.
if you actually went and lived in France for like 20 years and were just around the people all the time, you'd actually end up sounding pretty good. But
I mean, it depends.
You're right.
To the real French people, you'll always sound like a piece of shit asshole. But like to somebody here, you'd be like, "Oh, listen, this guy's French. He could speak French." Yeah.
I think I might take up Italian next.
Yeah, you should. I mean, it's your fucking mother language.
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about the certain regrets they have when they get older. One of them is I had an Italian-speaking grandmother. She used to be out in the garden in the summers, and it was
so you lost your opportunity.
I did. I didn't learn a single word of Italian, and she was right there. And it was her and like the neighborhood at the time. The Italians would live together. It was like Little Italy down at this little street down here.
Let me ask you something. So you're Italian.
So these little ladies would be out in their garden. They'd be out in their gardens and they'd be shouting Italian back and forth at each other across the yards.
Yeah. Bafango. Bafango. Stonad.
Yeah.
Right. What else do they say?
I have no idea.
You're so Italian that you had a fucking grandmother. I speak more Italian than you now, and I didn't even study it yet.
I'm sure.
Good, just because I live in New York.
Yeah. Exactly.
Carfone senza classi. You know what that fucking means? It means fucking low-class peasants.
Huh.
But like when you say it, you got to hold your hand in the air like this. You got to be carfone senza classi.
Huh.
Fucking low-class peasants.
So yeah, my grandmother used to speak a lot of Italian with her neighbors, and
you don't even speak New Jersey Italian. That's what's crazy.
I don't even. Yeah.
Like, do you ever eat Italian food as an Italian, or you avoided it?
Well, I ate Americanized Italian food.
Well, what is that?
You got your pastas, your spaghetti, your lasagnas, your fettuccine.
So that's Americanized? That's Italian food. What do you?
Well, it's an Americanized version of it. I mean,
But like, what's it called?
We're not making our own pastas and our own sauces around.
Well, you don't have to make your own. I'm just saying, when you fucking eat Italian food, what is it?
Yeah, it's usually pastas and pizza, lasagna. I mean, whatever.
But like, what's the pastas?
I'll eat any kind of pasta.
But like, when you go to a restaurant.
Spaghetti, angel hair pasta, linguine, regular spaghetti.
But like, are they Italian
macaroni?
Dishes?
Yeah.
Well, like, what are those Italian dishes? Like, do you know what the fuck they're called?
Not in Italian. Spaghetti.
Oh, spaghetti. All right,
spaghetti. Fucking spaghetti. Ziti.
Yeah, see, that's about as
manicotti.
You're like not even Italian. You need to fix that. You need to fucking fix that.
Why?
Because
I didn't.
Why?
It might be.
You don't want to be Italian. You don't want to have any Italian in you. Meanwhile, you're like, I regret that I didn't learn the language.
It's in my DNA, but
I regret that I learned the language, but fuck it. Why should I?
It would make it easier if I wanted to finally visit Italy sometime before I die. I'd be good to be able to speak it.
Yeah, you'd speak French, Canadian, Italian over there. They'd be like, look at this fucking hick from New York trying to fucking
from New York.
Carfone senza classi.
It's got Italian. I also got a little Polish in me, so I don't know what language I got to learn there. But
you don't know what language you got to learn there? I think it's called Polish. I think they call it Polish. Good luck with that one.
Yeah.
Any one of them Slavic.
Crazy letters and shit.
All them Slavic languages.
Yeah,
Lithuanian, Romanian.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Hungarian.
Yeah.
Are you fucking shitting me? Talk about taking the American alphabet and then fucking it 7 ways from Sunday.
Negatory.
It's like fucking they just make up shit to put on top of letters and go, yeah, what does that sound? Good luck with that one.
Probably should learn Iranian.
Oh, yeah?
What do they speak?
Why?
Iran, Iraq.
In Iran? What did they speak? They speak Arabic, probably.
Turkish.
Fucking the Persian motherfuckers?
Yeah.
The Turkish. What the fuck did the Turk? What is that Turkish language?
I don't know. I imagine that's some
Turks.
type of Arabic.
No,
Egyptian.
but like,
we're all headed back towards the Egyptian hieroglyphs anyway. I mean, you look at emojis and shit. That's just taking words and putting them back into pictures.
kind of. You know what it is? Is those fucking Egyptians, like, they can't even translate that shit properly now. They think they can, but they're not 100% sure. You know, the Egyptians, they had ancient. A leg up on us.
Yeah. I mean, look at just how quickly language evolves for us. You know, new words every year. And
dude, as far as I'm concerned, I could do a 1968 fucking dictionary, and I could still speak out of that, unless I'm trying to learn Ebonics. You know, fucking English has not changed at all for me.
That shit drives me crazy.
Which one? Ebonics?
Yeah,
the one where they is over there.
It's so hard on the ears if you've got good grammar and spelling, and
I can't even try to do it.
It's very difficult for me to.
Let's see if we could try Ebonics right now. Let's see if we could do Ebonics.
No, I'm not even touching that.
I can't even do it. Like, I'd have to learn it. Like, I can't speak wrong.
Yeah.
Where is they? Where they at, son?
Where they at?
Yo, where is they? It's not even they. It's day. And then they spell it. And then when you ask them to spell it, they're like, yeah, it's D-E-Y. Yo, where they at? Where they at, son? It's like,
but I wonder if
that's a language.
In a way, it's an efficient. Sometimes it's more efficient to talk that way.
It's efficient to be stupid and not learn in school and not go to school. It's very efficient.
Day has one less letter than they, and that's you write that.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially if you were texting it. I mean, it's all phonic spellings and shortened words, and less grammatically correct words in a sentence. You can go faster.
If they don't already have Ebonics in school, they will.
Yeah.
And your kids are gonna learn it. Dad, I'm taking Ebonics in college. It's like, good luck with your fucking brain cells.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't either, man. Like, when did learning everything wrong become the right thing?
Listen to us, though. We sound like get off my lawn people.
At least you have a fucking lawn.
I do.
Dude, you're the one who has the fucking lawn to say get the fuck off of it.
I do.
I don't.
I have so much lawn I can't say who's on it. It could be somebody on my lawn right now.
If I was you, I'd be like, get the fuck off my lawn every day. I'd have a giant sign that goes in front of my house that says, get the fuck off my lawn.
You'd be one of those guys, you'd ride around on a four-wheeler with a shotgun, making sure your posted signs were all up all along the border of your property and shooting at people who step over the line.
Probably. I don't even know what half the things you said means, but I'll take that.
Got to go maintain the perimeter on my four-wheeler.
Like, what's a four-wheeler? Isn't that the car that I have already? It's got four wheels.
No, an ATV, a four-wheeler.
An ATV? What's that? Like, what is that?
You don't know what an ATV is?
ATV? They don't have those here. What's an ATV?
Well, no, of course they don't have them there.
So why the fuck? How the fuck would I know what an ATV is? That's like something you got to live in the woods to know what the fuck that is. Apparently,
yeah, I don't know.
Exactly, I don't know. So who the fuck knows?
You said you used to go camping and shit.
So I went camping with an ATV. Are you fucking crazy?
ATV.
I camped with the ATV. Right. I pulled up with a four-wheeler to go camping.
Yeah.
My car. I drove a car with four wheels ATV. To the camping site, and that's my ATV.
I had a Honda Rancher.
Was that an ATV?
It was an ATV. It's a Honda. It was a Honda. It was a really, really nice utility vehicle. It was this nice four-wheel drive ATV.
What happened to it?
I could put a plow. I used to plow my driveway with it.
So what was that? It's a car that you could plow driveways with? I don't understand.
Boy, it's not.
People have plows on cars.
I don't think I've ever had to explain to anyone in my entire life what an ATV is. That's crazy.
Well, I don't understand. How is it not a car? It's not a car?
It's not a. It's like a 4-wheeled motorcycle.
Oh, 4-wheel motorcycle. Yeah.
Think of it like that.
Those are illegal here. Okay, that's all you had to do. You had to start with what's illegal to drive on this New York City streets.
Think of a dirt bike and then make it squatty and square and put 4 wheels on it.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's like that bullshit. Yeah, okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
that's that shit that fucking didn't. Oh, you know. I was thinking of 3-wheelers. Don't they have 3-wheelers?
They got 3-wheelers too. You could
right.
They're not
are those ATVs also?
Yeah,
they're just 3-wheelers.
Well, they're not. Nah, not really. I mean, I wouldn't call them an all because an ATV is all-terrain vehicle. I don't think you'd have much luck riding around on a trike around in woods and shit.
So it's like a motorcycle that has 4 wheels and they're giant wheels. It's like
they're pretty big.
It's like a car like for a kid. Like here, learn on this.
Yeah,
first.
but they're big and heavy. You don't want to roll one on you. I did that.
Well,
once.
I mean, who the fuck wants to roll one on you? That sounds like I don't. That's like telling somebody, yeah, use this, but don't kill yourself.
Say something for kids. It's not exactly.
Didn't Ozzy Osbourne roll himself on one of those fucking things?
I don't know.
You don't even know. That's the first thing I thought of when you said 4-wheeler, and I thought of 3-wheeler as like fucking Ozzy Osbourne was driving one of those things. I think it was a 3-wheeler, and he was going uphill, and he fucking rolled it, and he almost died.
Yeah. Yeah, they're I never rode a 3-wheeler. Except my big wheel when I was 8.
So you had one of these things? What did you call it? A Honda Rancher?
It was a Honda Rancher. It was a had a drive on all 4 wheels.
So what happened to it? You don't have it no more?
Oh, well, no, because we rode around. We used to scout the property up on the hill with it. We cut some trails, and I used to go riding every now and then with my brother-in-law.
What does scout the property mean? Like, what are you doing?
Just kind of driving along the property.
Making sure nobody's there, so you have to shoot them? That kind of thing?
When you own a lot of acreage, a lot of people will take advantage of it. They'll try to hunt on your land.
Mm-hmm. So that's when you go out there with the shotgun.
Sure, yeah. You go up and
the thing that I'm supposed to be doing.
You're looking for like hunting stands up in the trees. Somebody will set up a stand and not realize they're on your property.
Right.
Unless you've given permission, they really shouldn't be there.
And then like you could just like accidentally
and you try to keep the property line clear because your property's up against somebody else's. So you try to make sure the survey pins are all still clear. You don't want a bunch of shrubs growing over that.
What's a survey pin?
That's when they survey your property and determine where your lines are.
So you got survey pins?
Yeah.
Damn, I got to get those.
Yeah.
And make sure I know.
You need them for your 500 square foot of space.
Yeah, because like sometimes I don't know where my property ends and the neighbor's starts. So like if I had a survey pin and he fucking like encroached like one day on garbage day, I could be like, yo, what the fuck you doing, bro? Did you see my survey pin? But then he'll probably have a survey pin, and then right?
No, you
back-to-back survey pins.
You used once you got your border surveyed, then that by default is the other person's survey pin on their.
So it's like we share the survey pin.
Well, it's in common between the two.
So it's like his survey pin is my survey pin.
Yeah.
So I could trick him.
So if you're lucky enough to live, if you're lucky enough to have a neighbor who needs a survey for a reason, like selling the property, and it hasn't been surveyed properly or it needs to be refreshed, then you're lucky because then the survey pins go in and you didn't have to pay for the survey.
Right. I got to trick these motherfuckers.
We used to ride the 4-wheeler up and just clear the shrubs around the property line.
Dude, can you imagine if I got a 4-wheeler and then I just fucking did donuts here right in front of my fucking house all day long? Can you imagine that shit? Be like, yo, this is my property.
Wow.
I'm just scouting. I'm scouting my property.
Wow.
Right in front of my house. That would be funny, right?
That would be...
Like, dude, you got a 4-wheeler. I like it.
I would worry that maybe you got into whatever affected can of beans.
Why? Why is that?
That would
why can't I have a 4-wheeler? But you could be.
I'm better than you.
That's what it is, right? I'm French Canadian,
exactly,
and you're full
French
Italian.
Canadian. I'm fucking German.
You're really Italian, but you don't want to be.
That's right.
And you eat Americanized Italian shit.
That's right.
Yeah, like what I was, when I was asking you about Italian food, what do you call the sauce? Do you call it sauce? Because American Italians don't call it
sauce. Spaghetti sauce. Spaghetti sauce.
So that
we
is
put
what
it
you
on
call it,
spaghetti.
right?
Pizza sauce, we put it on pizza. They are two different things. Marinara. Those are three sauces that are Italian in nature.
Right. Because it sounds like
it's different.
But it sounds like the kind of Italian food that you eat is like the kind that maybe you learned like from a book. Like, because you're like, I didn't really know, and I didn't listen to my grandmother, what she said, so I'm going to learn
the nice thing was,
book.
when I was growing up, my mom learned from my grandmother how to cook. So my mom really does cook.
Your mother's more Italian than you are.
Yeah, she is.
Does she speak it?
Because she knows, no.
Oh, drop the ball
She
there.
probably learned some at some point when she was living with my grandmother.
And then decided to forget it.
Yeah, it was my dad's mom who was the Italian.
He was like, ungats. You know how much Italian I know? Ungats, okay?
But, sauce.
You know how much Italian I know?
You know what's, there's nothing more gross than putting spaghetti sauce on pizza and using that for the pizza sauce. That just tastes so wrong.
Yeah, I mean, that's like what an idiot would do. That's not Italian.
Right.
That's like some shit
well, it's made from tomatoes. We could put it,
like
we could dip our mozzarella sticks in it and we can put it on pizza. That's we can put it on spaghetti. It's not an all-purpose sauce. You don't do that with it.
Who said that they should?
What's wrong with it?
I'm saying, like, if you were Irish, that's what you would do. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if you wanted to be even worse, you know what you would
French
do?
Canadian.
You would fucking go get some fucking Heinz ketchup and put that shit on there.
Ketchup.
That would be the worst fucking travesty in the world.
Tomato puree.
Right. But real American Italians, they don't call sauce. They call it gravy. Did you know that?
No, I've never.
So you didn't even know that? That's how fucking far removed from Italian you are.
I never heard my grandmother call sauce gravy.
Well, was your grandmother Italian American or Italian?
She was first generation. Like her parents were the ones.
Did she speak English?
She spoke both. Yeah.
So she didn't call it gravy because she's not fucking New Jersey, New York Italian. She's fucking Italian. I'm gonna have to speak with one of my true Italian friends. You should. You should find one. You should see where they are.
That out.
They're all over Jersey.
Right. Gravy is an English word. Why would they call it gravy?
That's because it's American. Like when I asked you what kind of fucking Italian food you eat, you were like American Italian. Well, that's what it is. American Italians call sauce gravy. They're like, can you pass the gravy?
I've never heard an American Italian say it was gravy ever.
I know. That's my whole point. That's how fucking removed you are from Italy.
What?
You're three fucking generations of, not even generations, three levels removed.
Gravy?
What?
Who were you around that called sauce
All
gravy?
the Italians in America. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you not listening to me right now? That's what I just told you. That's how many levels
Italians
removed.
And I've never heard.
You're the guy. You're the Italian who found out you're Italian because maybe your fucking last name ends with an I or an O, and then you were like, well, since I'm Italian and I didn't pay attention to grandma, I got to learn it from a book. That's who the fuck you are. What I'm talking about is the people that brought Italy over here, stayed Italian, and then made up their own fucking language for the food. And then they said, sauce, it's now gravy. And then they said, all pasta, it's called macaroni now. You know? You didn't know that, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
I disagree with everything you're saying.
That's because you don't know the fuck up. You're disagreeing with reality. That's what my whole point.
Okay.
You should disagree because you don't live in it. That's my whole fucking point. You got to look that shit up.
Macaroni, huh? Macaroni with gravy.
You don't know that. That's how you're so Italian that you're not even Italian.
How do they know what to give me if I walk into a restaurant and say, "Give me some macaroni with gravy"? What kind of pasta?
They're going to look at you like you're a fucking idiot from New Jersey. That's what they're going to do.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That's so go to New Jersey and then you'll get what you need. But what I'm saying is
I told you I'm never stepping foot in New Jersey.
Have you heard of something called cavatelli?
Cavatelli, yeah.
You know what the correct word is that in America? The correct way to pronounce that is?
What?
For Italians? Gavadil. Gavadil. Oh. That's how the fuck you say that in American Italian. But you know what you say? You say cavatelli because you read it out of a book or on the fucking thing.
I'm not reading a book.
That's what I'm saying. That's how Italian.
What the fuck is a book?
You're a fucking book reading Italian.
Fuck your books. Fuck your books.
Fuck my books. Anyway.
Why don't you drive to the fucking library right now then?
That's where we're going. We're going to the fucking library at night. It's because they're fucking closed. Fuck it, we'll break in.
Au revoir,
We're breaking into the goddamn library.
Au revoir, Kennard.
All right, later, asshole.
Keep your eyes on the road.
Yep.